Welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm so glad you could join us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to get into this one.
Me too. We have a very special document today, and it explores a really huge question about our future.
It really does. It's, one of the biggest questions we're facing right now.
Right. And that question is, when artificial intelligence makes a mistake, who is responsible?
That is the big one.
It is. But before we get into the mistakes, we need to talk about what this technology can actually do. I mean, according to the text we're looking at today, it's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah. The list of things it can do is, well, it's long.
Like it says AI can write full articles just out of nowhere.
Right.
And you can create brand new images, generate music, and even write computer code.
Yeah, and it's not just creative stuff either. The document points out that it's helping doctors and lawyers and students.
Okay.
Yeah, and, it's even driving cars, so it's incredibly powerful. But, and this is the really important context the text gives us, it makes mistakes.
Right, it's not perfect.
Far from it. I mean, the text is very clear that it can give wrong information. It can make biased or, unfair decisions.
Yeah, that's scary.
It is. It can create harmful content, and it uses our personal data in ways that are, frankly, really confusing.
So, because of all that power and all those flaws, the document outlines some big questions that we and you listening at home are going to explore today.
Yeah, it's a real puzzle.
First, who is responsible for harm? Second, how do we protect our privacy? Third, who actually owns the work that AI creates?
Right. The ownership part is tricky.
Exactly. And fourth, how do we make AI fair? And finally, how do we balance all these new ideas, this innovation, with safety and protection?
Those are massive questions.
They really are. But to figure out who is responsible, we first have to understand how AI messes up in the first place.
Yeah, we have to look at the mistakes.
Right. Which leads us to our first big topic. The text calls it the illusion of perfection. Or basically, when AI is wrong.
The illusion part is so important because AI is very powerful, like we said, but it's not perfect.
But it acts like it is.
Exactly. The text emphasizes that it can give wrong answers, but it sounds very, very confident when it gives them.
So it's not just wrong, it's confidently wrong.
Yes. And the document gives us 4 specific examples to help us understand this. Let's really take our time and break these down.
Okay, let's do it. What's the first one?
The first one is a student.
Okay, a student.
Imagine a student asking the AI a question about history or science or maybe a math problem.
Like they're doing their homework.
Right, and the AI gives an answer. And it sounds completely sure of itself. The language is perfect, but the actual facts are just wrong.
Wow. So the student reads this perfectly written paragraph and just assumes it's the truth.
Exactly, because why wouldn't they? It sounds like a textbook.
Right. Okay, that's bad for a history test. But what's the second example?
The second one is much more serious. It's a patient.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Someone asking the AI for medical information, like they type in their symptoms.
And the text gives a major warning here, right?
A huge warning. It says that unsafe advice in this situation can lead to very serious results.
Because if the AI confidently tells you that your chest pain is just heartburn.
And you believe it because it sounds like a doctor.
Right. You don't go to the hospital.
Exactly. The confident mistake actually causes physical harm.
That is terrifying. Okay, what about the third example from the document?
The third is a business owner.
Okay, like a small business.
Right. Say they are trying to write product information for their website. They want it to sound good, so they use the AI.
And the AI writes a great description.
But it adds false information. It hallucinates a detail about the product that isn't true.
Oh, I see. And it sounds so good, the owner just puts it right on their website.
Yes. And then the text points out this false information misleads the customers.
So the customer buys it, expecting one thing, and gets something else. Because the AI just made it up.
Exactly. It hurts the business and the customer.
Okay, the fourth example, what is it?
A lawyer.
A lawyer using AI. That sounds risky.
The text says a lawyer searching for legal cases might get fake or incorrect legal information.
Wait, really? The AI will just invent a fake court case.
Yes, it will completely make up a case.
Yeah.
With fake judges and fake rulings just to answer the lawyer's prompt.
And if the lawyer takes that fake case into a real courtroom?
The document says that danger can cause serious problems. I mean, you could ruin a whole trial.
It sounds to me, based on the text, like AI is like a very confident friend. You know?
What do you mean?
Like that friend who always thinks they have the right answer, even when they are completely just guessing.
That is a perfect way to put it. It's guessing, but with total authority.
Right.
But I need to point out, The text says these mistakes aren't always just accidents or bad guesses.
What do you mean?
AI can also generate things that are actively harmful.
Oh.
Yeah, the text specifically lists fake news, fake images, misleading videos, and harmful messages.
So it's not just a student getting a math problem wrong. It could be a fake news story that tricks thousands of people.
Exactly. And because of that, the source text gives us a very strict rule.
What's the rule?
We should not blindly trust AI. Ever.
That makes sense.
The text is absolute on this.
Ah.
For any important decision, a human must always check the results.
We have to be the safety net.
We do. A human has to read it and say, yes, this is actually true.
But that naturally leads into our next big topic.
Right.
Because if humans must check the results, what happens when a mistake slips through anyway?
Yeah.
Like, who gets the blame?
And that brings us to section 2, the tangled web of blame or responsibility.
Finding out who is responsible is, according to our document, one of the biggest legal questions in the entire AI era.
It really is a tangled web, and the text gives us 2 very complex scenarios to kind of unpack this puzzle.
Let's treat them like puzzles for you listening. Really think about these as we go through them. What is the first puzzle?
The first one is a self-driving car accident.
Okay, a car driving itself crashes.
Right. And the text lists all the possible people you could try to blame. I'm going to list them, and let's just pause and think about each one.
Okay, let's do it slowly. Who is first?
Is it the car owner?
Well, the owner bought the car, but they weren't driving. They might have been asleep in the back seat.
Right.
It feels weird to blame them for what the computer did.
Right. So is it the passenger?
Well, definitely not the passenger. They just got in for a ride. They have no control at all.
Okay, what about the car company? The people who built the physical car?
Maybe. But what if the brakes worked perfectly and the steering worked perfectly, but the computer just told the car to drive into a wall? Is it the metal maker's fault?
That's the problem. So the text moves to the next option, the software developer, the person who wrote the code.
Oh, wow. Imagine being that one programmer. But wait, AI learns, right? The programmer didn't write crash into the wall.
Exactly.
So it's hard to blame that one person.
So the document asks, is it the AI company, the big business that made the software brain?
They seem like a good target, but they just made a general tool, right? They can't predict every single thing on every road.
Which leads to the last person on the text list, the person who trained the AI model.
The trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The person who fed it thousands of hours of driving video so it could learn.
So if it crashes because it didn't recognize a bicycle, is it because the trainer didn't show it enough pictures of bicycles 5 years ago?
Exactly. You see how difficult this puzzle is?
It's impossible to pick just one.
And the second puzzle in the text is just as hard. It's a medical tool mistake.
Okay, lay that one out.
An AI medical tool makes a mistake, and a patient is harmed in a hospital. Who is to blame?
Okay, let's go through the list again.
Is it the doctor?
Well, the text said humans have to be the safety net. But the hospital told the doctor to use this super smart machine. If they trust it and it's wrong, is it entirely their fault?
Right, so is it the hospital?
They bought it, but they aren't software experts.
So is it the software company?
Same problem as the car. It's a general tool that made a specific mistake.
Or the developer? Or the user?
It's just a circle of pointing fingers.
It really is. And the text explains exactly why this is so hard. It's because AI systems are incredibly complex and responsibility is naturally shared.
It's a long chain of people.
Yes. The text lists the chain. The developer builds it. The company sells it. The user gives the instruction. The organization uses it. And the supervisor checks it.
Everyone has a little piece of the action.
Exactly.
But I have to ask a really simple question here.
Okay.
Why can't we just blame the AI itself? I mean, the machine made the choice to crash the car. The machine gave the wrong medical advice. Why not blame the computer?
It's a fair question, but the text gives a very firm answer to that.
What does it say?
It says AI is just a tool.
Just a tool, like a hammer.
Exactly like a hammer. The text explains that AI does not have human judgment, it doesn't have a conscience, and it has no emotion.
It can't feel guilty.
Right. It has no moral responsibility. You can't put a computer in jail.
So the blame has to fall on the people.
Yes. The text concludes that humans and organizations must be the responsible ones.
Okay, that makes sense. Humans are responsible. But to build these complex tools and to train them so they can drive cars and diagnose diseases, these companies need something from us.
They need a lot of something.
Right. They need our data. And that brings us to our next big topic, the hidden cost of AI, which is privacy.
This is a huge section of the document.
Because AI systems need data to work. That's the only way they learn. And the text says this raises very serious privacy questions.
And just to be clear, the text defines privacy simply as protecting personal information.
Right. But to understand the risk, we need to understand how much information they are taking.
It's a vast amount.
Let's slowly list the data the text says AI needs, because it's a lot more than you might think.
It starts with text. Every message, every email,
Photos,
voices.
and video.
It lists location data, too, where you are right now.
Medical records, which is incredibly personal.
Financial records.
Shopping history.
And finally, online behavior. Every click, every website you visit.
It needs all of that just to function.
Yes, to learn the patterns of human life.
So for you listening at home, think about the questions the text says we absolutely must ask before using these tools.
These are critical questions.
I'll read them slowly. First, what data is collected?
Are they just taking the prompt or your whole hard drive?
Exactly. Second, who sees it?
Are engineers reading your private questions?
Third, how long is it stored? Forever.
Right.
Fourth, can it be sold?
Are they making money off your secrets?
Fifth, is it used to train the AI?
This is a big one.
Yeah, if they train the machine on your private data, will the machine spit that data out to someone else later?
Yes, that happens.
And finally, the sixth question, can it leak? Can hackers get all of this?
And to show how dangerous this is, the text breaks down some specific, really risky scenarios involving uploading data.
Let's go through those. What's the first risky scenario?
The first one is uploading private documents.
Like putting a private diary or a secret contract into the AI to summarize it.
Exactly. Once you upload it, it's on a server you don't control.
What's the next scenario?
This one is about schools. Students uploading school records.
Oh, that's bad. That's highly sensitive information about kids. Grades, behavior.
Yes. You don't want that floating around on an AI server.
Okay, what's the third one?
Patients uploading medical records.
So bypassing your actual doctor and just handing your most private health details to a tech company. The text calls that very private, right?
Extremely private. And the final scenario is businesses uploading customer data.
So a company takes your email and your shopping habits and feeds it to an AI to get better sales numbers.
Right. And the text points out that the company has a duty to protect that customer data, not just hand it over to an AI.
So with all these risks, the text gives us some rules for privacy.
Yes, it summarizes 3 main rules.
What are they?
First, AI should not collect more data than necessary.
Right. If it's a calculator app, it doesn't need your location.
Exactly. Second, companies must explain how data is used. They have to be clear.
And the third rule?
The third rule is for us. Users must not share sensitive information with tools they don't trust.
We have to protect ourselves.
Yes. The document is very firm on this. Privacy is not optional. It is necessary.
Okay, so if the AI is taking in all this private data and millions of pictures and books and using it as training material,
Right.
what happens when it spits something brand new out, like a new picture or a new song? Who owns that new creation?
That is the ownership puzzle.
And that leads us to our next section, copyright.
Yes. The text explains that copyright is what protects creative work.
Things like books, songs, paintings, photos, videos, and code.
Right. And for a long time, only humans made those things. But now AI creates new, very difficult questions about who owns what.
The document breaks this puzzle down into 2 parts, doesn't it?
It does. Let's look at the first part, the output question.
Okay, the output, the thing the machine makes. So if AI can write text, make images, compose music, generate videos, and write code.
Who owns it?
Right. I'm asking you, listening right now, based on the text questions, who owns that output? Is it the user who wrote the prompt?
I mean, they just typed a few words.
Right. Is the tool company?
Do they own every picture their machine makes?
Is it the developer who wrote the code?
Also tricky.
Or is it nobody?
The text actually asks, can it even be copyrighted at all?
If a computer made it, maybe nobody owns it.
Exactly. But that's only half the problem. The expert document discusses the other side of the problem, too. The input question.
The input. The training data.
Right. We just talked about how AI models are trained on huge amounts of internet content.
Millions of pictures and books.
And all of that was made by human creators.
So the text voices the concerns of those creators, right? The artists, writers, musicians, and programmers.
Yes. And their concerns are very real. The text lists the exact questions they are asking.
What do the creators ask?
First, they ask, did AI use my work without permission?
Imagine painting for years, and a computer just takes a picture of it to learn how to paint. without asking.
Right. Which leads to their second question. Should I be paid?
If the AI company is making millions of dollars using your painting as a textbook, shouldn't you get a cut?
Exactly. And the third question is simple. Is this fair?
It really doesn't feel fair.
And the last question the text highlights from creators is, can AI copy my style?
Oh, that's a big one.
Mm.
It's not just taking a single picture. It's learning how you draw and then doing it perfectly.
So anyone can just push a button and become you?
That is a scary thought.
Yeah.
So, because of all this confusion, the text offers some practical advice for you listening.
What does the document say we should do?
It gives a strict warning. If you use AI content for YouTube or your business or for books, music, logos, or ads,
You have to be careful.
yes, you must be careful. The text says to check the platform rules and the usage rights. You might not actually own that logo the AI made for you.
Right. The text's conclusion on this is that AI should help creativity, but not take unfair value from human creators.
It's all about fairness.
Yeah.
But, copying an artist's style without paying them is unfair. But the text says there is a much darker type of unfairness that AI can learn from our data.
Yes. And this is a credible part of the document.
It leads us to the issue of bias. The text calls this the mirror of society.
Right. The document states that AI law absolutely must deal with fairness and bias.
How does the text define those terms?
It defines fairness as treating people justly, and it defines bias as an unfair preference or treatment of a specific group.
But wait, let me push back on this for a second.
Sure?
Isn't a computer completely neutral? I mean, it doesn't have feelings. It doesn't have prejudices.
Yeah.
So how can a machine possibly be unfair?
It's a great question, and it's exactly what people assume. Because it looks like a machine, it looks neutral.
Right.
But the text explains a simple but very dangerous rule. AI learns from data.
Okay, the training data again?
Yes. If the data is biased, the AI becomes biased. Oh, I see.
The expert text says the machine actually reflects the data, the design, and the goals behind it. It's a mirror.
So if humans were unfair in the past, and we feed that past into the machine.
The machine learns that unfairness is the correct way to act.
Wow. And the text gives some real-world examples of this, right? Let's slowly detail the 3 specific examples of harm from the text.
The first one is hiring, getting a job.
Okay. So a company uses AI to scan resumes.
Right, but the text says that if the old data favored one group over another,
Say, historically, the human boss has only hired people from certain colleges.
exactly. The AI sees that old data and learns the pattern. It thinks, oh, I should only pick resumes from these colleges.
So the AI hiring system will just continue that unfair pattern. It automates the prejudice.
Yes, exactly. The second example from the text is about loans.
Getting money from a bank.
Right. The AI decides if you get the loan, but the text warns that systems trained on unfair historical data may reject people unfairly. Because maybe in the past, human bankers didn't give loans to people from certain neighborhoods.
So the AI looks at your zip code today, sees the old pattern, and rejects you, even if you are perfectly qualified.
That ruins lives.
It does. And the third example is facial recognition.
Identifying faces from a camera.
Yes. The text explains that if the system is trained mostly on one group of faces, it becomes very good at recognizing them.
But what about people who don't look like that group?
That's the harm. The text says the system becomes less accurate for others.
So it might misidentify someone entirely.
Yes. And if the police are using that tool, a misidentification is a massive problem.
It really is. So what is the solution? The text lists some questions that companies and governments must ask to fix this.
Let's list those questions. They are very important.
First, does the system treat people fairly?
You have to actually test it to find out.
Second, does it harm certain groups?
You have to look at the results closely.
Third, can people appeal the decision?
If the AI denies your loan, you need a way to fight back.
Fourth, can a human review the result?
That's safety net again.
And fifth, is it transparent? Can we see how it made the choice?
The takeaway from the text here is really powerful. It notes that fairness isn't just a tech problem. It is a social, moral, and legal issue.
So AI should make society better, not hide discrimination behind a computer screen.
Exactly.
So let's step back and look at the big picture.
It's a lot to take in.
We have all these problems we've talked about today. Mistakes, blame, privacy, copyright, bias.
It's a mountain of issues.
How do we build a world that handles all of this?
That brings us to our final view from the source material. The outro.
The text says that AI law is one of the most important topics of our future.
Because it touches everything.
But there is a big problem, a core tension that the document points out.
Technology is running forward very, very fast.
A new AI comes out every week, it feels like.
Right. But the law moves very slowly.
It takes years to write new rules.
Exactly. So the law is constantly trying to catch up to the technology.
So we need a balance.
We do. And the text breaks down the two sides of this balance.
What's the first side?
On one hand, we cannot have zero rules.
Because powerful AI will cause harm. We just listed all the harms, the mistakes, the bias, the stolen data.
Right, zero rules is dangerous, but on the other hand, the text says we cannot have rules that are too strict.
Why not? If it's dangerous, shouldn't we be really strict?
Because we need the good innovation AI brings. The text is clear that AI has huge benefits.
It lists a few specific fields, doesn't it?
Yes. It says we need AI innovation in education, healthcare, science, business, transportation, and the environment.
So if the rules are too strict, we might miss out on a cure for a disease or a way to clean up the environment.
Exactly. We have to balance protection with innovation.
So the text gives us a final action plan to achieve this balance.
It assigns tasks to different groups. Let's summarize the text's demands slowly.
First, companies. What must they do?
Companies must build safer systems. They have to test them better.
Second, users.
Yeah.
That's us.
Users must use AI responsibly. We can't trust it blindly.
Third, schools.
Schools must teach AI literacy. Students need to understand how these machines work.
Fourth, lawmakers.
Lawmakers must understand AI better so they can write good rules.
And finally, the fifth group, society.
Society must discuss the future. We all have to talk about what we want this to look like.
So the final message of the text is that AI should not be lawless, but it should not be stopped completely.
It needs guardrails, not a stop sign.
Exactly. But before we go, I want to leave you listening with a final thought to ponder.
Okay.
It builds on something the text insisted on throughout this entire document.
The human safety net.
Right. The text tells us that a human supervisor must always verify the AI's results. We have to catch its mistakes and its biases.
Yes, that's the main rule.
But here's my question. As AI gets faster, and as it gives us more and more information every single day,
Right, volumes of it.
will we, as humans,
Yeah.
actually have the time and the energy to keep checking it?
That is the big question.
Or will we eventually just get too tired and let the machine decide?
It's a chilling thought, honestly.
It is. Well, we want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thank you for listening.
Remember to speak clearly, keep learning, and keep thinking carefully about technology and society, just as the original text asked us to do. We'll see you next time.